Hi everyone, and welcome back to episode 4 of the ScratchJr Basics tutorials. Today we're going to be taking a look at the mail block. So first of all, come on over to this screen, and once we're there, we're going to click on the house, and then we're going to start a new project with this blue circle and the white cross. And then delete Scratch the Cat. We don't need Scratch the Cat in this lesson today. And so the first thing we're going to do is we're going to code a really simple and short conversation between two characters. So come up to the character menu here and click on there, and then I want you to add two characters. They can be anything you'd like. If you want to draw one, go ahead and do that. If you'd like to pick one that's already there, that's fine as well. I'm going to pick a rabbit. I'm going to press the tick, and then I'm going to come down to the character menu again, and I'm going to add another character. Maybe this duck. There we go. And then I'm going to spread them apart like this, so they're a little bit apart from each other. And now we're going to create a really quick and simple conversation. So once you've done that, click on your first character, mine's the rabbit, and we're going to come down to the yellow blocks here. And we need a flag block for when we click up on the flag. And then we're going to look at a new block today. So the first new block we're going to look at is in the purple blocks here. And it's this block here with the speech bubble, and it says hi underneath. So we're going to drag that and attach it to our flag. And if we click into where it says hi, this will come up, and on your iPad or Android tablet it will come up with a little keyboard. I'm on a computer, so I can just type mine in. I'm just going to write hello there. Hello there. And so now we need to tell our second character to respond, and to do that we're going to use the mail blocks. So if you come back over to the yellow blocks now, you'll see that there are two envelopes here. One is open and one is closed and shooting off to the right hand side. And so we're going to use this envelope that's shooting off to the side, because that's going to tell the other character to do something. So we're going to drag this one down here, and then we're going to come up to the red blocks. Lots of new blocks today, so come to the red blocks, and we're going to put a stop. We don't want anything else to happen after we've sent off that closed envelope. Okay, so now we're going to come over to our second character, and we're going to come to the yellow blocks. And now instead of dragging a flag down, we're going to start our line of code with the orange envelope being opened. And so what that is doing is it's basically saying that when it has received the envelope from the rabbit, to open it up and then do whatever it needs to do. So we need the duck to reply to the rabbit. So I'm going to now come over to the speech bubble blocks again, which are in the purple blocks. I'm going to drag it down, and I will say, why hello. There we go. And then I'm going to drag in a stop, which is in the red blocks. Whoops, there we go. Okay, so now if I press the flag, first of all, come back to our first character. What's going to happen is it's going to say hello there, and then it's going to send an orange envelope, and then it's going to stop the rabbit code. And then if I come to our second character, when the duck receives the orange envelope, it's then going to say why hello, and then it will stop. So if I come up here and press the flag now, you'll see that it works. And that is like a really quick and simple way to make some really cool stories in ScratchJr. You could make all sorts of things. And if you have more than one character, or you need your characters to say things back and forth, you can do that by coming back to the yellow blocks. And you'll see that underneath each of these envelope blocks is a little arrow. And also we have to drag it down first. If we click on that, you can see here that there's lots of different colored envelopes. So if we wanted the duck to then say something else and then send it back to the rabbit, you could do that by choosing a different colored envelope. So we could do that. So we could get rid of this stop block that's inside our second character, and we can put an orange envelope again, but let's change it to a red envelope. And then we'll press stop. And so now if we come back up to the rabbit and inside the yellow blocks, we can take this opening envelope block and we're going to change it to the red color, because over here in our second character, which was the duck, we've just sent some red mail. So we want the rabbit to open up the red mail and then say something else now. So we'll come back to the purple blocks and we'll say, let's go on an adventure. And then stop. And so now if we press the flag, the rabbit should say something, and then the duck should say something, and then the rabbit should say something again. So let's have a look if that works. There you go. And I'm sure you're getting all sorts of ideas in your head now about how you could use it. But that is a really, really wonderful way to make stories in ScratchJr. So that's one way that we can use the mail block. The other way is when we're starting to think about maybe making some small games in ScratchJr. And I mean, ScratchJr isn't that great for making games. That's more of something that the bigger kids Scratch is for, and we're going to start looking at that later on in our series. But for now, we can start making some really simple games. So let's get rid of these two characters by holding your finger down on them and then pressing the cross. And now I want a button and a character. So I'm going to first of all insert a character. It's just going to be this pig here. You can choose whatever one you want, as always. Press the tick, and then I need to find another character that looks like a button. I'm going to pick this ball here, this stripy ball. Press the tick, and I'm going to put the ball in the bottom right hand corner, and I'll put the pig down here as well. And so what I want to do is I want to send some code when I press the button or the ball. I want to send some code to the pig to tell it to jump. So inside the ball, not inside the first character, but inside the ball or the button, we're going to look at another new block. Oh my goodness, so many new blocks. So click on the yellow blocks and you'll see this one here. It's like a finger that's pressing a person, and so that means that when an object is pressed, something will happen. So we don't need the flag all the time. So let's drag this one down, and we're inside the ball or the button. So when pressed, we want to send some mail to the pig so that it does something. So let's send an orange envelope to the pig, and then we'll add a stop. And then I want you to click on your first character, so I'll click on the pig. And we need to go to the yellow blocks, and we're going to say when it receives and opens the orange mail to jump up and down. So if we go to the motion blocks now, we've got another new block, and it's this one over here. It looks like a bit of a curved arrow. So drag that one down and attach it on, and then press stop. And so now, without having to press the flag up here, if I press my finger, don't hold your finger down and then move it around, just tap on the ball or the button. If you tap on it, you'll see the pig do a little jump, or your character do a little jump. And we can change the height that it jumps by coming down to this 2 here. I'm going to change it to 10. And now if I press the ball, it jumps really high. So that is a really basic function of the mail block, and I don't really want to go into it too much more, or it will confuse you an awful lot. So what I want you to do now is just play around with it. If you want to make a conversation, go for it. If you want to make a little game or see if you can add some other movement and things to it, go for it. Mess around with it, have fun, and I'll see you in the next one.